Hey everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. With me once again, we have the man who reviews movies, TV shows, wrestling. He's got a few hockey videos up with our boy Caps, so make sure you go and check those out. But before you do, make sure you throw a like on this video if you like what you're seeing. If you like our wrestling reviews, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this channel for 2024. We want to throw out some more wrestling reviews, even more for you next year. So any little bit of help and support goes a long way for us. So with that, we are doing NXT Deadline, the second ever in its lineage, I guess is a good way to put it. The second ever Iron Survivor Challenge, which we had some thoughts about it last year, and I feel this year they've improved on it a little bit, maybe. But with that, we're going to go, let's get right into the show. We actually had a pre-show on this event. We had Axiom and Nathan Fraser. And my thought is they're trying to turn Nathan Fraser into the next Seth Rollins. His movesets are very similar. Campo's not speaking this episode.
Yeah, this match exists.
Yeah.
I have no opinions on it.
The only thing I don't like is when they do Axiom's intro, they do it like that high speed frame rate, and it looks like he's the Flash kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're copying Gravity.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. I mean, it was a pre-show match. It is what it is, and Axiom goes over. So
it existed.
It existed. We go into the main card. The show opens up with a cold open, actually. Shawn Michaels comes out, CM Punk comes out, and he teases, I don't know where I'm going to sign. Are we going to sign with, am I going to sign with Raw? Am I going to sign with SmackDown? Or am I going to go to NXT? But we know he's not going to NXT.
So here's what I did to make this super easy. I saw CM Punk and I fast forwarded.
They did have a funny interaction. CM Punk was wearing a Bret Hart sweatshirt. And Shawn Michaels is like, that hurts. That hurts. And then he's like, well, you guys made up just like I made up with Triple H.
Yeah, he makes out with Triple H.
He makes out, exactly. He is the game. So with that, we are going to go into our first match of the card. It is Dragon Lee replacing a injured Wes Lee. A lot of Lees.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. Wes Lee is going to be out for a year with back surgery. I think he's going to have his spinal column fused. So that's going to be at least a year.
That's a big sucky because he's going to miss a year in his prime. He was so over, and that's one of those injuries that you may never be able to wrestle the way you did again.
Exactly, especially for someone who has his moveset and his high-flying ability. Former member of the Rascals.
He peaked.
Yeah.
He peaked. He was about to become like full out everything in this company.
This was going to be his move up to the main, not to the main roster, but to the main event picture. Like we were going to get like a more Wes Lee versus Dragunov kind of thing. Like,
now that I'm thinking about it, so listen, take this.
Mm-hmm.
I think they knew that something was wrong with him.
And that's why they never pulled the trigger on him.
That's why they gave it to Dragunov, because you know how much they dogged Dragunov for so long, even though everyone was saying he should have been the champion. And then they gave it to him probably because they realized that Wesley was not going to be able to
handle, like he was
going to have to give it up, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, like the actual match itself, it is Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. As soon as I saw Dominic Mysterio come out to the ring by himself, I knew right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they mentioned that to you multiple times. As soon as I saw Ray was on commentary, I was already upset because I could tell this was just going to be a bunch of Booker T nonsense, and it was.
And it was absolutely
no offense to Rey Mysterio, he's a legend. He's not an announcer, and he should never.
And he shouldn't be announcing. Yeah.
The other guy is starting to really bother me.
Is it Vic Joseph?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's so overly descriptive of things. That's like the color of the carpet is blue. Like, yeah, no shit.
He's trying too hard. So he replaced Tom Halfman, the one who does now Impact.
Yeah.
And they're basically like, well, you're replacing him. Try to be him.
And I find that WWE has gotten so much better with their announcing during the progression of this year.
Yeah.
And then like NXT is progressively getting worse with the announcing because I didn't mind him at first, and now it's starting to be like just stop.
I think it's since they replaced Wade Barrett with Booker T when Wade Barrett moved to SmackDown, because now Wade Barrett does not put up with Michael Cole's shit.
Good. And but you know what? It was like I already don't like Booker T on announcing. But Vic Joseph was like, oh, okay, he's kind of keeping me
in
going.
check.
And now he's starting to become like this like overly descriptive guy that's like cuts everybody off to tell us something that you don't need to tell us.
Like, you know, the string holding the ring apron to the mat is like exactly 3.7 millimeters.
And now it's dragged down by like 1 extra inch. So that means the thing might fall off. It's like, okay, thanks for telling us someone's going to hit the thing and fall off with it. Yeah. This match was really good. Dominic is not a very good wrestler.
No, Dragon Lee carried
is amazing. And I think Rey Mysterio knows that. And I think they made this is one of the times I'll say it.
I think this was a Rey Mysterio call.
There was a lot of good observations from both wrestling legends at the table of like the little things that Dominic was doing. It was just they never talk about this kind of stuff in WWE where they're like talking about moves.
Yeah.
And they were like very descriptive here.
And the inexperience that Dom has, whereas Booker T's trying to argue like, you know, he's so young, but he has this experience because it's in his blood kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And it was a good match. I think it could have went a bit longer. It felt short to me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was 10 minutes.
There was two really weird botches in a row. I can't remember exactly what the first one was, but it was like involving they connected.
Yeah.
Damien throwing Dragon Lee like through the ropes, and
Dominic
throwing Dragon Lee through the ropes, and then a DDT on the apron where he like missed how he was supposed to fall, and they both fell on the ground.
Yeah. Even they were like, what the hell was that? What just happened? Kind of thing, right? Or
and I was like,
usually they cover it with like, usually like you said, it's like, oh, they didn't catch all of it or whatever. But
that was weird for me too, especially with WWE to have back-to-back very noticeable botches. They don't usually have stuff like that. It's usually a lot smoother.
But all in all, it was still like, this is two solid showings by Dragon Lee. We just had him a couple weeks ago on Survivor Series, and when he lost to Pablo Escobar there, and now we kind of know the direction they're going. I honestly think with Dragon Lee now, he's established himself. He's the North American champion. He finally has some gold around, so now there's a direction for him. Yeah,
and I think he wins. By the way,
yes, Dragon Lee is your winner.
This is
good.
This is good. The match was good. Yeah,
and clearly now, like LA, we kind of figured that I think they're going to go the LA Knight Santos Escobar route after LA Knight beats Logan Paul.
Makes sense.
Which I'll take that. Because that U.S. Championship is the belt that Santos should have won before Rey anyway. So,
and now it's all making sense. Just so everyone knows, the John Cena thing
was just
with LA Knight. Was to make him the new like all-American USA all-day champion. So now he's gonna fight against the Mexican guy, and they're gonna start a whole USA is better than Mexico thing.
Yeah,
like you could see it from a mile away.
Yeah, they love to do that kind of stuff. So with that, like we said, Dragon Lee is your new champion. Good on him. He finally has some gold. There's a direction for Dragon Lee now, and I look forward to what they're going to do with him in the new year. With that. And I think going back before I touch on the next point, I think the North American Championship works well in this situation. You want to put it like, see how well it worked with Wesley, see how well it worked with Carmelo Hayes, see how well it's going to work with Dragon Lee. It's more catered towards that cruiserweight style of.
And it's also Dragon Lee's already a very well-established wrestler. He's a legitimately like a top tier pro. He shouldn't be in NXT wrestling for mid-card belts, but let him have it.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we are going into the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. 2 women start the match. Every 5 minutes, a new entrant enters the ring. When you score a pinfall You spend 90 seconds in the penalty box, and the winner is the person who has the most pins after 25 minutes.
So
at least now they have a more established guideline and rules.
And it's fine. I don't hate this idea, but if you minus out the penalty box, it's literally just like war games.
Without the cage.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the cast of people they had for this because it's clear, like right at the beginning of the match when you see the names, they're obviously going to favor Blair Davenport, who's in a storyline, or it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. There's no way those other three women were winning. Like literally, Fallon Henley.
She was there. She's there to take pins.
Also, one of the worst wrestling names ever. Kalani Jordan is brand new.
Yep.
She's clearly not going to win. And then Lash Legend is just there because they needed her to do something.
They needed bodies.
And like, I'm not trying to jump the gun here, but
which is weird because Nikita Lyons just made her return. You would think that this would be a spot to insert her.
And it's funny though that she sucks, and that's Nikita, probably why.
Nikita, I'm not a fan of hers either, but
Lash Legend was in this match just to do a couple strength spots because she's clearly not polished. She
did body slam Otis last week on
NXT. Has shades of Jade Cargill, and not because they're both black, because they're both being pushed as this like big strong
powerhouse woman. Yeah,
and we've already seen once that you can get that person over, but it doesn't make them a good wrestler.
Yeah,
and you're kind of doing it again because you also already have that with Raquel.
Yeah,
who also can't really wrestle that well.
But they pushed her too fast, so I don't think they want to make the same mistake with Jade Cargill, especially because the amount of money they've spent on her.
That's fair. So, but having Lash Legend, it's like
she's there to do some power spots.
Yeah, that's it. And then the other girl, she's really athletic, but like you can clearly tell she can't wrestle.
Fallon Henley?
No, the other
Kalani Jordan
was Kalani Jordan.
Yeah, because Stratton did some great moves.
Stratton is amazing. Stratton is the best wrestler in WWE in the female division. She's better than Rhea Ripley. She's better than every single women's wrestler in it. Look at what she can do.
You did not say that 6 months ago, though.
No, I didn't. I thought she was terrible, and she was.
Yeah.
And you watch her progression. It's the fact that she can do power.
Yeah.
She runs the ropes. She's not scared to take.
She's got the prettiest moonsault ever. Like she has a beautiful moonsault.
Forget about the fact that she has the prettiest moonsault ever. Name me another woman in the women's division who's doing shooting star presses and moonsaults and jumping off the top rope to the outside of the ring. Like they're few and far between.
It's rare. It's rare to see this. I don't want to call it that, but the Barbie doll style wrestler to take bumps like the way she takes too. Yeah, she's not afraid to wrestle harder than.
And I think that's what I'm starting to like notice about her. Like, and it's not to say Rhea Ripley and whoever is bad, because they're not. There's a lot of really good wrestlers, but she's got so comfortable now. The Rhea Ripley matches are so baseline.
It's paint by numbers now.
And it's so boring. It's like exactly what happened with Bianca Belair. We went from loving this girl to just getting like such boring matches, and we're like, okay.
It's of the paint by numbers. It's okay. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get that.
And it's not to say they're bad, but
it's what's called it's like the John Cena booking. You're gonna get the same paint by numbers match every time.
But having them face things like when she faced Charlotte, when Rhea faced Charlotte, or when
it was a fantastic match.
Bianca faced the Japanese girls. Okay, you got these excellent matches against Bayley. These really like complex, well done matches. But then you put her in like a 5-match series with Becky Lynch, and it got so boring because every Becky Lynch match is the same match, right? And not to say that Becky Lynch matches recently haven't been good.
Yeah,
you can see the evolution of these characters where Charlotte only just wants to have the best match. She doesn't want the title. Becky Lynch just wants to now be remembered for this one match tonight. And doesn't care if she's winning titles anymore. And I think that's like a realization you have where Bianca and Rhea are still in like I want to be the title holder.
Whereas like, a few years ago, you wouldn't have said out of the 4 of them that Bayley would be the best out of them.
But Bayley is the best worker. The problem is that Bayley doesn't have a character to push.
Yeah.
Like she works as a heel, don't get me wrong. But Charlotte is just, first of all, Ric Flair's daughter.
His daughter,
And Sasha Banks was so over the top and flamboyant. And Becky Lynch just randomly fluked out the man character. Like, you realize that, like, that happened by accident.
When Nia Jax broke her nose.
It literally happened, but her fame is accidental.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. It is what it is.
Lightning
There's
in a
good wrestlers,
bottle.
but listen, Tiffany Stratton will be the best women's wrestler in WWE by the end of next year.
I think so.
She's so good. Like, it's, and the no holding back type of style that she has.
I just hope they don't Zoe Stark her.
Zoe Stark is another really good one who got kind of, the main roster just neuters people.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
why
I just hope
they're not holding them back.
No. But I mean, we get a lot of back and forth, a lot of like Blair
Davenport is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you noticed this about this match. She kind of did nothing all match and then won the match.
And gets pins, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And she's a good wrestler, but why did they let her do nothing for the whole match and then she just won?
You're this like, is what? Someone who was engaged to Will Ospreay. I'm sure she's learned a lot from him.
And she had a really good match at that one point with
Gigi. Was it Gigi or was it
No, what was the match though for the women's title? The British title against Mandy Rose and what's her face?
Oh, right.
Oh my god. The
Japanese lady.
Oh, she's a legend. How the hell do we forget her name?
I can't remember her name
I'm
now.
so bad with names. There's so many wrestlers.
It's no, that's something.
Yeah, she's a wrestler. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was really good.
Satomura,
is that it? Yeah, that's it.
Pretty sure that's it.
That's it.
If I'm incorrect, I'll have it over here.
We're just gonna say that for now.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you what her name is, and he'll put it up at the top.
I'll put it up. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, we clearly knew, like, when we saw the names in this match, like, we knew exactly who was going to win this match. There was no doubt.
You knew it. And it's like I said, I'm not trying to be negative towards the other three girls, but you knew that there's not only are they not winning, but none of them are actually good wrestlers yet, at least.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd that you have this big match with like all this name value and you didn't have them. Then you had Cora Jade show up. She wasn't part of anything.
Yeah. So, but like after the match, when Blair wins, Lia Valkyria comes out to challenge, like saying, "I'm ready for your challenge, Blair. I'll see you at New Year's Evil." But then Cora Jade takes out Lia Valkyria. So are we getting a three-way match? Are we?
And it's like, where's Gigi? I don't know if Gigi's injured. Where's JC Jane? You could have had any of these established, experienced wrestlers here, but instead you chose to pick green people, I guess, to put them over. But in my eyes, as
I would have rather
so much wrestling. I don't want that.
Even if she's not that good in the ring yet, I would have rather had someone like a Thea Hale in this match instead of
I would have
of like who was one of the. Like, not Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley was okay, but like Thea Hale.
Fallon Henley is not
bad.
She's not bad, but she doesn't have a high ceiling.
Yeah.
For me, Lash Legend and what's her face have Jordan have a really high ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean,
Jordan,
I would have even if it were like, even if I think this match would like Fallon Henley instead of Thea Hale instead of Fallon Henley, just for the energy.
How are you having a huge important women's match like this on a big pay-per-view for you guys, and you have literally a rookie, like a 6-month rookie is on your thing? Like, imagine if AEW had a 4-way match last year and Sky Blue was part of the women's championship match. You'd be like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like you could have had JC Jane, you could have had Gigi Dolan. Even like I said, like Thea Hale's energy would have added more to the match. Like, can you imagine Thea Hale gets one pin and she's like doing the over the top cheering and screaming kind of?
I think, okay, power wise, you have Lash, so I can live with that. Kailani Jordan, it has a lot of athleticism, so you could have that. But I would have removed Fallon Henley because she has no purpose in this match.
But even the thing too, you have Kalani Jordan, but she just lost to, was it Lola Vice?
Yeah. Shout out to Lola Vice. Call me.
Yeah. But what about Lola Vice instead of Kalani Jordan in this match? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get it. Trust me.
Yeah.
But there was a reasoning for this. It was to let the other two women do their thing and then also put over these up and coming ones.
Yeah.
But I just think there was other people you could have put over that are ready now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
their women's division. Okay, so this
it's
is
pretty solid.
Cora Jade cuts a promo at some point where she says
Yeah.
it's the best women's division. No, it's not, but it's extremely deep.
Yeah, it's deep, and there's a
But
lot
the
of
thing is,
young.
it's deep
There's a
in
lot of
middle
fresh.
tier.
Yeah, there's a lot of fresh talent that are not developed yet.
Yeah, it's really deep in middle tier women's wrestlers.
It's no, like WWE, the main roster has a solid. They just have no direction. And
The
impact
direction in NXT is a lot better.
and impact
Maiko
is just
Satomura.
yes. There you go.
Anyways,
Ding ding
sorry,
ding ding.
just happened.
Yeah. So and Impact just has they know what they're doing. They know what they have and they know what to do with the women's division in Impact.
Yeah,
And they're using it to their strengths.
Like NXT is already an example of them knowing what they're doing, right? You look at AEW, they have good wrestlers. Too bad a lot of them are injured, but they don't know what the hell they're doing with any of them.
Yeah.
The Ring of Honor women's division is way better, and they only have like 7 women's wrestlers. I digress.
Yeah, exactly. But we're going to go into our next match. Carmelo Hayes against Lexis King. This is kind of a match that was set up because, was it somebody attacked Trick Williams backstage and they thought it was Lexis King or something?
Yeah. Also, at one point, I'm pretty sure that they called him Justin King like 3 times.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was Justin, but it was a J name. And I was like, huh? But this match was pretty good. I don't want to hear anything about Trick Williams. As the night went on, I only got more and more upset with the decisions they make on NXT.
But this was a really good match, though. And they said this was the first PLE event for Lexis King. I could have sworn we did the review with Lexis King.
No, he wasn't.
No?
I'm pretty sure he didn't wrestle. Unless he was on the pre-show, maybe.
I could have sworn he did the match at... No, he was not there. Okay. It was probably one of those... And it was a Halloween Havoc.
Yeah,
which was not a... Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so this was Lexis King's PLE debut, and it was a really solid match. He's got I see good things for Pillman Jr. in NXT. I don't think he's going to be around there much longer. I think this is just to see what he can do and then move him to the main roster.
Yeah, that's most likely what's
clearly happening. He's there. He has it. Like, they're just trying to maybe develop this Lexis King character a little bit more and then bring him up to the main roster. Unless they give him a good run with against Dragon Lee. I
doubt it.
No. Okay.
Good match. I don't know. I don't know. Storyline wise, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So Carmelo Hayes does go over. It was a pretty solid match. Like, in terms of in-ring work, it was pretty good, but Carmelo Hayes is can't miss, right? Like, this guy has got a big, huge ceiling ahead of him.
And Brian Pillman Jr. has already been wrestling with the Giants.
Like, in AEW, yeah.
AEW, he did a lot of independent stuff with big companies. He's already established, right? It's like Dragon Lee. You're putting these guys against these new people. Like, Carmelo Hayes is really good, don't get me wrong, but like, he's still like a new guy. Like, Brian Pillman Jr.'s been around. Yeah.
But Carmelo goes over, and after the match, King says it wasn't me that attacked Trick.
And they set you up like there's going to be a run out, and then nothing happens, and then Carmelo kind of awkwardly walks away, and I was like, huh?
I think it's Carmelo. I think they're going to turn Carmelo heel, because after the next match, we clearly know what direction they're going in.
Yeah, a stupid one.
It is extremely stupid. But so, like I said, Carmelo Hayes goes over. He's your winner. So with that, we are going into the men's Iron Survivor Challenge with Dijak and Josh Briggs starting everything off. And why, like you said, with such a deep roster, why is Josh Briggs in this match? He was there for the power spots.
Why? Okay. Why I just don't know. I was baffled. I didn't even know he was part of this because I didn't check the pre-show, like the card. When he came out, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Who is he to be part of this match?
He's the male equivalent of Fallon Henley.
But like, why is he part of this match?
There was no need for him to be. Like, Dijak needs to be part of this match. Like, that's fine. He's a guy you want to push.
Dijak is good. Bate is really good.
Yeah. Braun is even good.
Braun is amazing. It's like really good. Trick Williams exists.
Yeah.
And then who's the other guy?
Josh Briggs.
Josh Briggs. No, there's 5.
Yeah. Trick Williams, Dijak, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bate.
What the hell? I'm so stupid. Yeah, and it's weird because Dijak's like 15 years older than anyone in this match.
Dijak's been around for a long time. I remember Dijak back in the early Ring of Honor days.
Yeah. But digressing from this, Braun Breaker's an absolute monster. Tyler Bate proved he's the best actual wrestler in this match.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Braun Breaker right now is stuck in this limbo that they don't know what to do with him. He's not ready for the main roster.
What happened here, you spit in both of their faces as workers. And if I'm them, I want out of this company. Like, Trick Williams wins. I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah.
And he wins in the last like 10 seconds.
4 pins in 10 seconds. Yeah.
And one of the pins was not even like a good quality thing where someone should have lost in. He was a
that was that pin on Braun Breaker, the last pin.
And it just was so dumb because he was by far, and this is not even a joke, okay? And I get it if you like him, that's freaking great.
I hate Trick Williams.
He was the worst wrestler in this match by a long shot. Like, not even close. All of his spots were set up slow motion. It's your turn to do the thing now. Ready? Okay. And then does it. Whenever there was like a skirmish going on, he couldn't like be part of it because there's too much going on.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe one day he's gonna be great and they see something in him, but not now, guy. No. What is happening? I don't understand this push. And I'm gonna call them out for this. I'm gonna call them out so hard. Oops. Because I talk about it I talked about it in our other review for Impact. When he comes out, listen, anybody can do this. This is no lie. Go back and listen. You hear him come out, the music comes on, everyone's yelling, yeah, trick or whatever the hell they yell, whoop that trick. The music stops and the volume in the arena goes so down.
So low.
The sound of them screaming goes down by like half.
Yeah.
Because they were pumping that in to get people to cheer, whoop that trick. And then as soon as the music stopped, the whole sound went away and it was still loud, but it wasn't.
It sounds like that cheering is part of the soundtrack.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's like how if you listen to I can't think of who it is. Someone on AEW, when their music kicks in, it has like fan noise in the music.
Okay.
And it's like it's like to get the crowd going, but then the crowd never gets into it, and it's really weird.
Okay, I gotta listen for that. But so Trick Williams. So obviously Trick Williams is somebody they want to push. Why? I don't know. So I like these matches, this style of matches. Like they have like there's something there with these matches.
I liked it. I like both of them.
Yeah, it's just I'm confused as to the talent they're putting in it.
And so if they had the winner's supposed to be like getting this push, like Blair Davenport makes sense. Tiffany Stratton would have made sense to me.
Yeah, Braun Breaker would have made sense.
Tyler Bate would have made sense because Tyler Bate is like desperate for this push where he keeps being this best guy in every match and you never put him over.
I see Tyler Bate, once his contract is done, he's moving with his buddy.
Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tyler Bate in Impact rejoining and reforming Mustache Mountain.
I would not doubt it because it's like an absolute joke right now with the way what they're doing with him. And it's like you could have even had Braun win and it would have made sense. Though he came in and he proved I'm better than all of these guys.
Yeah, because he just came in and demolished everybody.
Those spots were amazing. The triple spear, the one through the air was like
the back-to-back pins, like
amazing. And then Tyler Bate was great. Dijak was great. Briggs had like a few
okay spots.
And then Trick, his like big spots, they look nice. But then the rest of the match, he was the worst wrestler. And
like he did not have a single pin. Like he literally pinned 4 people in 30 seconds after spending 2 times in the penalty box.
And to me, that's a cop-out because that tells me they want to put him over, but they also don't want to hurt anyone else's feelings by doing it. So we're going to give it all to him in 4 seconds. And to me, I don't get it.
Yeah, because I think he was pinned more times than he actually. Yeah, he was pinned 3 times.
He got 4 pins.
Yeah,
he got 4 because he had 1 and then he got 3 right at the end and 1.
No, he got all 4 right at the end.
Oh, didn't he already have one?
No, Trick did not have a single pin until 23 minutes and 46 seconds.
That's ridiculous. See what I mean? Like, that's poor booking to me. And as good as this match was, it was a good match. I'm telling you this. So
Yeah,
you don't
it
think I'm
was.
hating. This was a good match. The decision to end the match the way they did was garbage.
Yeah.
It's now become, and I'm calling this not WWE, this is NXT booking, because they do it in the Noam Dar matches where it's like, oh, this guy's down
Yep.
3-0, and then in the last 1 second they get 3 pins and win. And it's like NXT does this for every single thing, and I hate it.
Oh, he's down 1-0 because he got disqualified on the first pin, right? Like,
Oh, but then he'll get 3 right at the end and win the match. And it's like, no, let's chill out.
relax.
But good
Trick
match.
Williams wins. I guess we're gonna get Trick Williams versus the winner of the main event here. Let's not get too spoilery into it. So with that, we are going to go into our co-main event of the night, which was Kiana James versus Roxana Perez in a steel cage match. This was bad.
This was the worst match of the night, not even close.
This is the worst match I've seen Roxana Perez in.
Because you want to know what's happening. Both of these wrestlers are becoming too confident with the fact that they're like the number one person, and they're wrestling baseline matches. There was nothing intense about this match. For being in a cage, it was so like simple la 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 wrestling. There was zero intensity in this match.
Yeah. Like no sense of danger, no sense of despair, no sense of like, how am I going to get out of this? Like,
that's what the cage is supposed to increase the intensity, and it like it got lower.
Yeah, the crowd was certainly dead for this match.
And but for an NXT pay-per-view, this was quite long.
Yeah.
Like it felt long. It might not have actually been.
The only person that was in this match, that was into the match, was Booker T.
Of course it was Booker T. But that's my daughter. I wish I could date her.
But damn, she got a great ass.
Like, I don't know. But yeah.
But yeah, it was, and I'm not even a fan of Kiana James. Isn't even really that good.
No, Roxana Perez has a really high ceiling. Let's not pretend she doesn't. But she's become so overly complacent and confident with where she is that she's just not wrestling good matches anymore.
See, if this were Cora Jade to finish that feud with Roxana Perez, then maybe this would have been a better match.
I think this match should have been Tiffany Stratton versus anyone that you want in the fight. Yeah, we would have got a moonsault off the top of the cage.
Top of the cage, for sure. For sure. And it would have looked a lot better than Charlotte's.
I was just going to say that. Anyways, I don't even want to talk about this match anymore.
So Kiana James actually wins because there's interference by some sort of Izzy lady, whatever her name is. I've never seen her before. Who cares? Multiverse. So with that, we're going to go into our main event. Ilya Dragunov defending the NXT Championship against Baron Corbin. What is this company's obsession with Baron Corbin?
Don't get it. Wasn't a very good match.
That mid-card vortex that Baron Corbin sucks you into.
Ilya Dragunov did everything that he could here, and it still wasn't a very good match. It wasn't a bad match.
He was fantastic.
This was definitely not a bad match, but it was not what you expect from a main event. After we saw some good matches tonight.
Yeah, we saw like
2 really good singles matches.
Yeah,
and then 2 good
Iron Survivor
matches. And then you got a lackluster women's match in a cage.
And let's also preface it by saying, like, as much as we didn't like the booking, we don't want to take away from those Iron Survivor matches. Like they were still good
to say.
Yeah,
the choices of what happened in the matches I didn't like, but the actual ring work was fantastic.
Yeah. But this was just like that mid-card vortex that Baron Corbin just sucks you in. Baron Corbin is like the Miz.
Yes, Baron Corbin is the Miz. That's you've never said anything more accurate than this. And it's something I keep telling people when we talk about the Miz. I'm not saying the Miz is the worst wrestler ever, but he just has this power to ruin your career by sucking you into this mid-card vortex and you can never escape. And I never thought of it like that until you just said it. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's a mid-card vortex that you'll never be like. Get this. Roman Reigns, until he got pinned by Jey Uso in that tag team match, the last time he got pinned was in that dog food match against Baron Corbin. Just goes to show you how that vortex just sucks you in when you're in a, and then look where he went to become the tribal chief after that. Probably one of the greatest storylines WWE have ever had before they ruined it.
Yeah, until they ruin it, because right now it is one of the worst storylines in all of wrestling.
No, it's pure dog poo.
It should be a dog food match.
Yes, a dog poo match.
Ooh. But yeah, this match had some good stuff going on. I just didn't like the storyline. I don't care. I don't want to see Baron Corbin.
I like
think
how Dragunov was trying to match strength for strength with him. I like how Dragunov was countering strength with speed.
Dragunov is the best wrestler on NXT.
Yeah,
I will die on that hill.
yeah. And but it was a very weird match because of Corbin. Like his whole entrance too with the motorcycle. Like, who are you?
Undertaker?
Like, he's trying to play like this. Like,
Listen,
I get it.
They
I
like
understand.
him.
Sorry?
They like him.
They do.
He's doing whatever they want him to do
He's a
because he
company
wants
man.
to keep the job.
Right. He's a company man, just like the Miz is. They're going to be someone like Corbin, someone like Miz. They're going to be lifetime employees with the company. They are there for the long. They're always high. They're on them. There are guys that rarely get hurt. There are guys that whenever we need to throw somebody out there for a match, they're always there. I understand Corbin going back to NXT to break away from that Happy Corbin character because that was absolutely ridiculous. And then they tried to rebrand him with JBL, and that didn't work. So,
well, let's be honest. Except for the fact that the Acolytes APA run is good and he knew how to work the crowd as a heel, everything he did post Bradshaw, like everything in the JBL era, is dog shit.
when he was they needed a villain to feud with Cena.
That's what I mean. And when you look and Rey Mysterio, or was it Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero?
Eddie, yeah.
When you look back at that now, it's not good.
No.
So anyone who grew up watching wrestling starting after the JBL era doesn't care about that stuff. So you pairing him with him doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He's not a huge name. It's not like you paired him up with
Stone Cold or Stone Cold or something.
You paired him up with JBL. Who the hell cares about JBL?
Yeah.
Even me as a person who was a fan back then doesn't care about JBL.
JBL. Yeah, that's why I kind of lost
Ron
interest.
Simmons back and put someone with Ron Simmons, and I'll be into that.
I'll be more into it. But like, even the thing, that's why I lost interest in wrestling during that era, because the talent just didn't interest me. The characters didn't interest me. The in-ring work was subpar.
Era of wrestling. When Ring of Honor started to go down and Impact started to go down and WWE was just completely dominant with their cookie cutter whitewash characters, like that's the worst era of wrestling.
Yeah.
New Japan was almost bankrupt.
Yes.
Like
all Japan was pretty much dead in the water at that point.
Like that's just a really, really bad time.
And then that's when we started getting the Noahs. We started getting the Chikaras. We started getting
Noah was always kind of big, but yeah, you're right. You got the Chikaras. You got Mexican wrestling started becoming more popular. GCW, MLW.
Well, Mexican wrestling too, because of the fact that people just wanted something different. And Lucha, this new resurgence of wrestling right now, I think I owe to Lucha Underground. Because if Conan and Thing didn't start Lucha Underground, we wouldn't have had this resurgence in wrestling.
And that's fair. I'll take that. I think Japanese wrestling also had a lot to do with it.
Yes.
That peak of Kenny and stuff, Nakamura, Okada, that was like
the
AJ
Bullet
Styles.
Club.
Yeah. The Bullet Club genuinely did a lot for wrestling.
Yes.
But we're digressing. This match was fine.
Ilya Dragunov wins.
What do you score this pay-per-view?
Out of the 3 pay-per-views we're reviewing this week, this was my lowest. This was a 7-1.
Really? I think I like this the most.
Really?
I think I would like I said, I think personal opinion, I didn't like a lot of the stuff they did, and I think a lot of the choices were questionable, but I think those first 4 matches are really strong and super entertaining. I think I would go 7-5.
Oh, wow. Mind you, I'm probably also thinking with Final Resolution. I'm also still looking at through. I may change the score on that if I watch it watch it on
I don't
repeat.
think I will. I just think the experience was an 8.
Yeah.
The actual matches were like a 7-2.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there was a lot of filler there, right? A
Yeah.
lot.
I mean,
There was like
there was.
5
I mean,
matches of
really,
filler.
now if you know what, let's make it even across the board. Let's give all 3 shows the same.
Well, you're giving them all the same scores?
Yeah. So
Cheating. He's fucking cheating.
Yes, as always. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like you said, like now that you think about it, on the actual ring work was good. The concept of the Iron Survivor Challenge is fun.
You're the one that convinced me that the Iron Survivor Challenge is good, okay?
Yes, that's true too. But I mean, the concept is good. It's just the talent that you put in there.
And it wasn't even that the talent is bad. I mean, some of it was, but the choice to choose those people was what was like, why?
Confusing.
And this is the thing, and I don't mean to be like a comparison.
See, this is where they miss a Zoe Stark in a match like that.
AEW does a lot of really stupid shit, but there's one thing they're good at, it's putting on good matches.
Yes.
And their concept of this match would have been like 5 of the best wrestlers they have in this match.
It would have been like
matches.
It would have been like, Moxley and Omega and Adam Cole and Adam Page, and
it would have been like CM Punk. Maybe it would have been like the best guys they had if they did it.
And definitely Eddie Kingston would have been part of it, and he'd win.
Unfortunately. Anyways,
I digress. Eddie Kingston will be soon eliminated from the.
Good.
That means we're going to get new champions, hopefully. Anyway, I'm done too. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow because now you already know the score of my Stardom event. So tune in tomorrow for our review of Stardom. And with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.